rant before we start the main video. Windows is shit. Multiple times now, Norton has been complaining since last night and tomorrow, yesterday and today about adware problems. All what I did was switch it on yesterday for the first time in days. This is the problem with Windows. It goes out without you knowing to the internet and pulls shit in and infects itself. So I've got the whole thing bloody full scanning, and if it carries on, I'll capacity its ass. Back to the subject. Today we're looking at, not Mike's Electric stuff videos, well I am looking at that, but that's not the subject of the video. Stuff to do with the Raspberry Pi, which isn't the Pip-Boy project, which I need to do a video on. So I need a TTL level USB to serial whatever converter so I can serial into a little toy. Well, why not use the Raspberry Pi? I've already learnt about it thanks to Mr. Ash on the Pip-Boy project where I connected the GPS module. But what we want to do is hack an MP4 player. Oh well, the brains of one. Maybe we can turn it into a robot or something. So I scanned the board and found two debugging points. A JTAG for the FPGA. I do not currently have JTAG hardware. I need to change that relatively sooner rather than later. And what potentially is a TTL level serial interface for the microprocessor, which is right here. And it is a good old Texas Instruments. And you can see the part number there, I'm assuming. If you can't, it's TMS3200M270. There's its RAM, ROMs somewhere, and whatever else. It uses a hard drive. Sadly, the hard drive was completely dead, so that's a bit of a disappointment. There's the ROM. So we've hacked that on. It's 3.3 volts, positive, negative, white, orange is positive, white's negative, and these two are the data lines. We're going to use a scope to work out which one's which. We'll get to that. And then we'll use the Pi as a terminal interface for this, and we'll see what data it spews out, if any. But yes, these little debug ports are hidden in all sorts of devices, and for those who are interested, the MP3 player is, or was, an RCA LYRA audio video jukebox. Yeah, sort of probably going to be mid to late 2000s tech. Before smartphones and whatnot. So, we'll get to the next part when I'm round to it. Probably when there's a scope sitting in front of the camera. As a fun note, LCDs totaled, completely useless. Ironic mics is on the oscilloscope. Ta-da! We have serial data. So that by that logic, because the other line does nothing, resulting in that it's probably an input. As you can see, we've got data jumping round. Getting the scope to display it correctly is very difficult. This is where a digital scope would be really useful, because we could capture and analyse the signal and actually confirm whether it's RS-232 or whatnot. But it turns out blue is our output and green is our input, because green stays at a neutral 0 volts. So that's good. Now what we have to do is wire up to the Pi and see what we can do. And we can switch it off as well, theoretically. Eventually it should switch off. If not, I just yank the battery out. That works every other time. As another interesting note, also on discovering, depending on which of these three modes you have it in, depends on what mode the serial port initializes in. On number 3 it goes to a single burst and then doesn't output any more data. In the middle position it continually does this, and in the first position it just switches on and switches back off again automatically. So here we go, we're in the process of reverse engineering and figuring out the serial port, and you get to come along and enjoy. You can find the ground really easy, or the negative, just by putting your multimeter in continuity mode and the negative and tapping the pins and finding which one continually beeps. And you can find the positive normally quite easily, because the decoupling cap will always give it an intermittent beep, because current will pass until the capacitor is fully charged. Then you can get a multimeter on there and measure the current. No, not measure the current, measure the voltage. Current will be gnat's piss type. Not much current in this sort of work. The annoying thing is, I've done absolutely nothing to get this. I'm going to have to capacity the ass of this computer and every device that's been connected to it, which is an external hard drive and my camera card. Fuck you, Windows. I hate you. Infecting yourself even when you've got security on there. Dogs run up here because them two are arguing again. Yay. And on other note is Raspberry Pi is being a dick about working with this thing. It's switched on. Oh, they're still arguing. And yeah, it's pretty bad, but watch this. Open my serial session, and this is what we get. I'm going to bang this up online. If you have any ideas what the hell is going on here, please tell. I did trying to find the Raspberry Pi console thing, but once again, Linux downfall is it's documented like a... well, Linux documentation is frankly appallingly terrible. See, there we go. Anyway, if you have any ideas what the hell's wrong here, please do put forward. Because I've checked and double checked the hardware, that's fine. It's the software that I need someone who actually knows what the bloody hell is going on to sort of figure out, because it is currently 9:37. I've been to work. I'm tired. This was supposed to be a simple, easy, little quick project, and it's not. Any advice would be greatly appreciated, as well, Linux's documentation is shite. So anyone who knows how to get the Raspberry Pi to actually serial something through the console, please do say. Don't keep it to yourself. That's not fair. Knowledge is to be spread freely and widely availably. Thanks for watching. I have some good news. It is the next day, so I slept on the issue. Sleeping on problems is a good thing to do because it gives you brain time to click. And with Linux, they will say the default serial point is TTYS0. No, it's not. That is complete bull. However, that was not the problem, because even when I was putting in the correct one, TTYAMA0, that's your GPIO serial port address. Nothing else. That. And it was still not working. But yesterday I also installed some serial console thing in the hope of doing this. So I tried disabling it. And what do you know? We have data! Now it's just a matter of randomly punching in baud rates till we get more than just pure jargon. Although the 128000 brought on the closest to any real data. So we need to experiment somewhere around that particular baud rate. So yeah, almost there. Hee. So I need to do researching on the common baud rate. See you in a bit. Hurry up and run out. Wait for the people.